Hi guys, so as the title of the video suggests, it's going to be a book review, but I've decided not to do full-on book reviews anymore. I just want to share my general opinion and thoughts on the books that I've read, and I'm gonna try and do it monthly. So like with favorites, I'm gonna do the books I've read throughout the month. These are the 2 books I've read this month, and I want to tell you guys what I thought about them because I loved one of them and I hated the other. So the first book I've read is the Graham Simswan, and it's called The Rosie Project. I have a Lithuanian edition. It's actually my aunt's. I wanted to give it a read because it's a bestseller. Everyone is talking about this book, and I've read it, and it was such a torture for me to go through this book. I was gonna put it down, but I thought I want to finish it, maybe it will get better, but no, it didn't. I did not like this book at all. So the book is about the socially awkward genetics professor Don Tillman, who wants to get married. He wants to find a wife, so he creates this questionnaire for a potential wife. He has a certain standard of woman that he wants to marry, like she shouldn't smoke, she shouldn't drink, she should eat this and that, she should be this way, and he's like very specific. I thought this guy just has OCD, but he's socially very awkward, and he's just a strange guy. A lot of women take up his questionnaire, and majority of them don't fit his requirements. And he meets this girl called Rosie, who is definitely on the opposite side of the spectrum. I don't want to tell you more because I don't want to spoil the story. So it's basically a book which tells you that you shouldn't be looking for love because love will find you. And it's supposed to be funny and really quirky and different, but I didn't find it funny at all. It's like not my type of humor. Like I don't think there was one situation or place in a book where I laughed. It was such a dreadful book for me to read. It's so boring. It's just like the story, I didn't enjoy it at all. It's just not my type of book, and I would not recommend it. I would not recommend The Rosie Project, but a lot of people must love it since it's a bestseller, but I guess I just don't fall in that category of people who love this book. Another book I've read is Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Susskind. Or Susskind. This book, however, I absolutely loved. I've watched the movie maybe like 10 years ago or so. I think the movie was very different to the book because that's not how I remembered it. And oh my god, it's such a beautifully written book. It has lots of intricate words, unusual words, and it's just such a pleasure to read. This book is set in 18th century France, and it's about this guy called Jean-Baptiste Grenouille. And he is just a nobody. He's born in a fish market, in a stinky place, and he's left to die, but he survives through all the life's challenges that are thrown onto him. I found the story to be so different, so unique, and just very original because it's about this guy who doesn't have any scent. Like, he doesn't have body odor, but he has an amazing nose. Like no other perfumer has nose like he does. He can smell anything. He can smell people from the distance. He can smell like weather changes. He can smell stone. He can smell anything in nature, anything around him. He doesn't need to see it. He can smell it. So basically he has a very powerful nose. So it's a story about this guy and his life and how he goes through life and how he takes advantage of having such an amazing olfactory abilities, and it's just, you see where life leads him and what happens to him. From around 160 pages you start pitying him no more because the story starts getting really odd and creepy and just gross, and there were places where I had a very hard time reading. In this book, Don Tillman, he's such a flat character and so extremely boring. Whereas Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, he's such a round character. He changes throughout the book. You go from loving him to absolutely detesting him for what he does at the very end of the book. You're just like, who is he? He's a complete monster. It's also very interesting because you think he's such a monster, but at the same time, you kind of think, well, it's normal what he did because what he's been through and what people have done to him, you think it's kind of like I don't know, I wouldn't say it's okay, it's agreeable, it's acceptable, it's completely not acceptable what he did, but you're like, I understand why he did that. So the book is about life, death, desire, passion, loathing of humanity, because he hated everyone, he hated humanity. And that's why he did what he did at the end, which, you know, story of a murderer. You would expect what he did judging from the title, but it's just so twisted, and it's not your usual murder story. It's very different. And even though it's such a dark and twisted and weird story, it was such a page turner for me. I absolutely love this book. I would highly recommend this book if you want to read something that's a little bit different, not, you know, a cliche story. Okay, and the book I'm currently reading is Persuasion by Jane Austen, which is a classic, and I'm 15 pages in only, and I'm already loving it. I'll let you guys know what I thought about this book probably next month. Look out for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon. By the way, the links to these books will be down below if you want to purchase them online. I got this on Bookdepository, which is where I get all of my books, because I love this website. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye!